The king has taken his seat. The time for parables is over, and the final reality of the kingdom is physically here. Every nation on earth is gathered before him in the valley of decision. The separation has begun. We're about to look at the standard the king uses to identify his own. This is the moment the eternal fate of every living person is settled by the one who holds all authority. Good day, Grace Keepers. My name is Joe, and this is Daily Dose of God. Welcome. Later on in the episode, we're going to uncover the unexpected standard the king actually uses to evaluate us, and the shocking reason why the righteous had absolutely no idea they were even doing it until they stood before the throne. All right, pull up a chair. It's time to get to work. We're going to read Matthew 25, 34 through 40. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father. Take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." The king turns his attention to the group placed in the position of honor on his right side. He welcomes them to take possession of their inheritance. We're talking about a permanent domain built specifically for them, long before the earth was even formed. God designed humanity to step into this space from the very beginning. The king makes it clear that they belong there, and then he lists the exact reasons why they are accepted. He tells them that when he was starving, they provided a meal. When he was dehydrated and desperate, they brought water. When he had no place to stay, they opened their doors and gave him shelter. When he needed clothing, they provided that too. When he was bedridden, they took time to care for him. When he was locked away in a cell and forgotten by the rest of society, they went out of their way to visit him. He covers the absolute extremes of human suffering and vulnerability. I mean, I can't even imagine. Look at the genuine confusion from the people listening to him. Try to picture what that might look like. They are completely baffled. They ask him whenever they even saw the king of the world, let alone saw him starving or homeless or sitting in a jail cell. After all, they were just going about their everyday lives and taking care of those that are hurting as part of their normal routine. Jesus responds with a profound reality. He explains that every single time that they stepped in to help the most ignored, broken down, and vulnerable individuals in their community, they were actually caring for him. The king of the world intimately identifies with the people at the absolute bottom. He ties his own identity to the marginalized. He evaluates our dedication by how we handle the people who've hit rock bottom. Every act of compassion toward a hurting person is considered an act of loyalty toward him. For those who might not know, and for those that do, we just finished spending a lot of time in the book of Daniel. There we saw the visions of the Son of Man taking his throne and receiving total authority over every nation. That massive world-altering event is exactly what Jesus is fulfilling right here. Caring for the vulnerable is the standard God uses throughout the Bible. Even though we have not studied it together just yet, the book of Proverbs explains that whoever is kind to a poor person is actually lending to the Lord. The prophet Isaiah delivered this message to Israel. God told them that true devotion requires sharing your food with the hungry and opening your doors to the wanderer. Jesus takes those ancient instructions and brings them right into this final moment of judgment. The prophets laid out the blueprint for how to treat the vulnerable, and now he confirms that the way you treat a hurting person is the way you treat God himself. Heavy. That prophecy that we studied back in Daniel comes all the way down to this. The long-awaited and massive event of his return lands squarely on the quiet, daily choices that we make when we see someone in pain. The creator of the universe intimately identifies with the most vulnerable people walking among us. That reality should change the way that we treat and look at other people in our path. Understanding that profound connection means true loyalty requires tangible action. Our faith has to get its hands dirty in the actual physical world. It means stepping directly into the mess of someone else's suffering to bring relief. It might look like choosing to sit in a quiet hospital room with someone whose health is failing. It involves looking a hurting individual in the eye and treating them with absolute dignity, or stepping up to help a neighbor who's hit rock bottom. We take our resources and our own energy to make sure someone else is cared for. Every single one of those everyday choices exposes our true allegiance. The small, quiet moments where we provide physical help to a broken person serve the absolute proof of where our devotion actually lies. When that final separation happens, the evidence of our loyalty is found right there in how we treated the people who had absolutely nothing to give us in return. Look around your community today. Keep your eyes open for the person who's struggling to survive. When you find someone who has completely hit rock bottom, step into the gap for them. Do the heavy lifting and pull them out. That's the standard. That's how you serve the King. I thank you all for being here. Please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe on your way out. God bless you and yours. And I can't wait to see you here tomorrow for another dose. Have a great day, folks.